It is time for another glorious episode of Metal Wolf. This is episode 11. Things may look a little different, if you've noticed, in that there's a game on here. As
no
always,
more floating lava.
No more floating lava. Well, not for this week. Last week, I think it was an ocean of blood.
I don't fucking.
Yeah, but every week before
Oh,
that,
same
it's
thing.
been the molten lava, because I thought that was pretty metal. This week, it's just going to be me shooting people in the Commonwealth in the background as I talk to my host with the most, Mr. Ben. How are you,
Yo.
sir?
Yeah, I'm alright. Yourself?
How's your week been?
Horrible.
Yeah, I know how that goes. It's been an especially brutal one.
Yep, but it's almost over. Tomorrow I go off call.
Oh, I thought you had some inside information that the world was gonna end this weekend or something. I was getting hopeful there for a second. I was like, oh really?
No.
You know something I don't? Bummer. Well, I guess we're here to do our due diligence and our weekly show here and talk to you fine feathered folks. Fine feathered. I don't know why I'm stumbling over words, so I wanted to repeat it and stutter twice. Fine feathered folks. And we're going to talk to you guys about metal, as always. I'm really sorry to any of our reptilian listeners who don't have feathers at all, and were deeply offended by my words. I'm gonna work harder to be more reptilian and amphibian inclusive. In the meantime, let's do the usual. What the actual fuck have you been listening to, sir? Mr. Tulso? Did we lose Tulso here? What's going on? What is actually happening here, folks? Yeah, it looks like we have no idea what's going on. Tulso just dropped. Oh, his PC completely shut off. Fantastic. I guess I'm just gonna hang out with you guys here for a few minutes until Tulso gets back. Because his whole setup just completely melted. I have been listening to more of the same, but I do have some updates for you. I got the things that I was listening to on vinyl. How's that for interesting? So, I know I talked to you guys briefly last week about Aversion's Crown and Ingested, right? But I went ahead and pulled the trigger and got those things on vinyl. So,
And I'm back.
There you go.
That was weird.
Yeah, you're telling me, buddy.
Computer just went blip and everything went black.
Alright. I was having to stare at the ground there for a second, get chat up, and just start talking to them by myself. I'm like, oh boy. Well, just roll with it. Just roll with it.
Who'd have thought the last shutdown was unexpected? No shit, computer.
I was wondering why you had this, I was like, man, I know my jokes suck, but dude.
You shut my computer down with that horrible joke. Thank you.
I guess so, man. I'm sorry. My bad. So yeah, I was saying, what the actual fuck have you been listening to, sir?
Well, stuff got a little weird the other day, as I discovered, swing jazz metal.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of a band called Tripalium?
Can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Alright.
Take the beginning of Voice of Trespass from Automated 2
Mm-hmm.
and put really bad vocals in there and put it through a couple porta potties.
Oh boy.
That's what it translated to after about half an hour. I was like, at first I was like, this isn't too bad, this is alright, and then it got real bad, and I hated it.
I bet they're really going to love that comparison if they ever caught wind of this.
Well, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, I don't know. I want to say like take some death metal and throw like early Volbeat in there if you have any reference to that whatsoever.
Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't sound too appealing, man. I'm not gonna lie.
No. See if I can drop a link here in the chat for that, because that's something to look out to.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Tryptalium. Okay, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I will check it out after the stream. Um,
The dude reminds me a little bit of Randy Blythe.
okay.
His vocal styling's a little similar, just without like the screechy stuff.
Hmm.
At least in what I've like listened to, I haven't heard any much of the screechy stuff, but it's certainly something.
Hmm.
Ringing endorsement.
Yeah, I mean, you sound very lukewarm at best on all of this.
Yeah,
So,
like I should take away the porta potty part. It's not that bad, but like it's certainly a very 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 acquired taste.
have you? I mean, is it in line with some of the things that I was mentioning the other week, like zoo, tram, like any of that kind of stuff?
I don't know because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You remember Carboniferous? I was telling you about that.
uh, Trying to type that out. Carnivorous.
Carboniferous by
Whoops.
ZU. So if you put ZU space carbon, it'll start autofilling.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know. That might ring a bell. This last week's been kind of a shit show, so stuff's kind of
Scrambling.
fuzzy. Yeah.
Brains are a little scrambly.
Yeah, I might check this stuff out. There's a lot of stuff with Mike Patton in there.
Yeah. Mike Patton has a hand in that somehow. I can't.
That's the dude from Mr. Bungle
everything.
and Faith No More.
And Phantomas and
I don't know them.
Mondo Kane and
Dillinger rings a bell.
Peeping Tom.
Eh.
He's done a lot of stuff.
That dude makes some weird shit.
And he was the voice of the darkness in The Darkness.
Didn't play that game.
And The Darkness 2.
Super didn't play that game because it's a lot of the same from what I heard.
You could actually sprint in that one, so there was that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you jump?
Yes, you could jump
Okay.
and sprint.
That's important.
It is. They were
Games
trying to be
don't
like
jump and run at the same time can go to hell.
Yeah, I agree with that. They were trying to be a grown-up shooter and put on their big boy pants.
I'm looking at you, Guild Wars 1.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
I spent like 4 hours installing and patching that game one day, made a character, found out I couldn't run and jump at the same time, and uninstalled it. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So what else have I been listening to? I spent a lot of time listening to Fear Factory today. I was in a bit of a mood and wanted something a little more familiar. So I went back and listened to Demanufacture and Obsolete, which is probably my favorite album by them.
Yeah, Obsolete's great.
Obsolete's a fucking killer album from like beginning to end. And I think that's the one. Yeah, that's the one that has cars on it, which is pretty great. I really dig that cover.
Yeah, it's pretty good. As long as we don't talk about that Cypress Hill song.
That's Digimortal. I didn't get that far.
I know it is. I know where it is. No, it's not.
And kind of building off last week, I have been listening to a lot of Thy Art Is Murder again, and like really going back and digging into Hate. It's a pretty great album. Yeah, I would certainly pick that one up if I could find a copy of it.
Yeah, I think the only thing you're gonna find out there in the wild is picture discs.
CDs. Oh,
not a fan.
No.
Yeah.
I bought one album. That's the only picture disc I'll probably ever listen to. It's Magic Sword. That's not metal, but those guys are pretty fucking cool. So give them a quick little shout out.
I'm familiar. They played our E3 concert last year.
Yeah, I was really jealous that I couldn't have been there for that.
It's a picture disc though.
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, of that logo, right? Yeah, I gotcha. How's the sound though? Does it have a lot of surface noise or?
I think it sounds pretty good. Granted, I don't have like the best speakers or the best turntable, so
Special
that could
Reserve
be.
says you'll be there next year, dude.
I fucking hope
Ominous.
so.
He will be
I would.
because he'll be in the trunk of my car.
you have a Prius. Is there a trunk of that thing?
Kinda. We'll make it work.
Fair enough. I'm kind of a fat guy. Do you think I'm gonna fit back there?
I mean,
Maybe
I
the
fit
roof
in
rack?
that car, and I'm not, fat anymore. After after I kind of got myself back together from last summer. I saw a video of myself, by the way, from like last fucking September, like right after I was, just really packing it on, and I was cleaning the counter, and dude, I have some serious ass love handles in that video. I was like, dude, I was not joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been listening to?
Well.
Well.
Hmm. I mean, I took the plunge and I bought both the ingested records that were available on vinyl, which was Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering and The Level Above Human. What's interesting to me is that, like, Surpassing, as extreme as the cover art is and everything, and, like, as dumb as that whole fucking shit is, the record itself is just super, super, super heavy. And I already
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I already...
Jesus, the first 10 seconds.
Oh my god.
I was like, get the fuck out of here. God. There's no way that's possible.
It's so stupid, dude. It made me literally smile. I put the record on and I piped it into my headphones this morning. And it's the first time where I was listening to something where the kick drums are recorded in such a way that the percussion actually, like, hurts your ears. My headphones were vibrating.
Nice.
And I tripped the fuck out. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So, of course, as soon as the house was, mine and mine alone, I fucking threw it onto the stereo, and I can confirm that without even having to kick up the bass on my subwoofers, that those kick drums are kicking you in the chest, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It is so unbelievably heavy. But the interesting thing is that in terms of, like, songwriting and everything, you can definitely tell it's their first record. It's really good. There's so much shit going on where you could see that they're going to build on some ideas and, make better songs. But the thing they seem concerned with first and foremost on that first record is just being very, very heavy and relentless is the word I would use. And I'm sure you'd agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
It is relentless. It is definitely something where I can say, even for me, like, who listens to fucking Wormed and shit all the time, like, I can't imagine throwing that on, and, like, I guess what I want to say is, like, if you're gonna throw that album on, understand it's intense. You could be somebody who's super into death metal, and you'll throw that album on, and you'll still be like, holy shit. It's really, really, really heavy and really intense. The Level Above Human, now that I've had a chance to listen to it, like, front to back a million times, that's by far my favorite record of theirs. I've listened to their other stuff on YouTube. It's a shame it's not on vinyl. I might, pick up digital versions of it. I'm not sure. But The Level Above Human is definitely not only their best record, but I'm starting to think it's one of, the better things that's come out so far this year. Really good songs, and they're actually playing around with structure and melody. There's an instrumental song on there that's really, really good. The closing track is, I think, might be the instrumental song.
Yeah,
But
Obsolescent.
Yeah,
that song's pretty fucking good.
It's really good. So you can see where they grew up, and now their music is really diverse, and has a lot of depth to it.
Yeah. Hearing you talk about the first album, I was like, I should probably give that a listen, see if it's, in my wheelhouse as well, and it is definitely not. That is grindcore level vocals that I don't really dig a whole lot.
There's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot to stomach on that one.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. I can say that the stuff you like on level is there on Surpassing.
Yeah.
It is.
I bet.
It's tucked away in there, but it's in there. Like I said, I think their first record, they were just like, let's be heavy as fuck.
Yeah. Let's just punch this fucker to 11,000.
Oh, dude, they're just sledgehammering you in the dick. But, you get to, like, level above, and I think at that point they're like, okay, maybe let's write songs. That might be cool. And so, that's... this segment is the lamest one, it's true. So I like that record the most. They're both very good for different, way, way different reasons. Cocky, always cocky. And the other thing I've been listening to a lot, front to back, is Aversion's Crown. So I went to Amoeba and was able to pick that up on a blue splatter with transparent blue with blood red electric splatter. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see what the hype sticker says. Love how they describe their colorways. Let's see. Pressed on electric blue with red splatter. Neat.
Electric blue is a good color. I enjoy that one.
Sure, yeah. That's alright. Aversion's Crown is... I think they're like more on the like kind of deathcore side.
Yeah.
A little bit. They're not Thy Art Is Murder, but they are like they're in that sensibility. Like, and they're in that sound, or they're of that sensibility and in that sound is the way I would put it. But they definitely like have bigger moments. The record, like on the whole, just sounds bigger. That's one of the best ways I could think to describe it. So
yeah, they have a booming sound to them that rivals very few.
Yeah, I mean, it's something else. There's like a lot of moments throughout the record where
which album are you talking about, by the way?
Xenocide.
Xenocide, okay.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of moments on Xenocide where everything stands still for just a couple of seconds, and you're like, oh shit, what's about to happen? And then it just slams back into gear. And I really love that. There's this like really cool tension and build up and rising action in all of their songs that always has a payoff. I haven't listened to a single song, where I was like, oh, that was dumb. They went nowhere with that riff, and it had absolutely no payoff. And what's funny is, like, when I got the record, it was kind of not a gamble, but it was a thing of like, you know what, I haven't listened to like a shit ton of these guys, but I want the record anyway. It's like, I'm just gonna do it. And I was listening to the album in the car on the way home with the record, and I was like, I don't know, maybe this might get a little samey after a while, because of, how many things are kind of similar in terms of structure throughout all of their songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say now, after just grabbing the record, no, there's enough stuff going on, and there's enough like activity and like variants of in songwriting and in like building these big cool moments full of tension that it never gets old and nothing ever sounds too samey. So I would very much recommend that you guys check out Level Above Human and Xenocide. Yet again, I know I recommended those last week as well, but like I said, I've been able to spend some quality time with both of them on my hi-fi.
Nice.
And yeah, you should definitely do it. And then, honorable mention to some other stuff that I've been listening to. These are not new things, but I think I'm finding new stuff in them. Go back and listen to Never Ending Cycle of Atonement, everybody, by Inanimate Existence. Just do it. And also go back and listen to Under a Melting Sky, is that what it is? Or Underneath a Melting Sky? Underneath a Melting Sky. Yes. Inanimate Existence is very good.
Yes.
Tulsa would agree.
I'm the one that got you into them.
That's true. I still can't say that anyone should go and listen to Calling from a Dream. Sorry.
No.
I own it on vinyl because it was affordable to get all three at once. That's the only reason I own it. I don't
for
listen.
Completion's sake.
I do not listen to it very much. God bless everybody involved in making that a thing. You know what's funny too is a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago and some change. I don't know. My sense of time is terrible because I'm stupid. But a while ago, I saw the gal who sings on that record post on the death metal group that we're in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she was just basically like, hey, if anybody wants some clean, female vocals on their record, hit me up. I sang the vocals on Calling from a Dream. And I was just immediately like, I don't know that you should tell anybody that. You should probably lie or, put something else up that, you did, because it's not very good.
No, it's, like I said before when we first started talking about that band, like, those vocals just kind of come out of nowhere and aren't really, not terrible, it just doesn't fit with the song that, like, it's in, and it starts in, and it just seems to kind of take away from everything and, like, rip me out of the album and the enjoyment of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect way of describing it. They're not terrible. I wouldn't even say they're bad. It's just what? Like it's that sort of a moment. Holy smokes.
Yeah, throwing grenades to a car will do that.
Did you see the dude flying away?
The stream just caught up to that. That's pretty great. Dumb shit happens in this game.
Yeah, this game is so stupid. It's amazing. So that's really like what I've been jamming, and more or less, I got a new. Oh, yeah, we could talk about that. So everybody knows I listen to a lot of music on vinyl. That's no secret. And I recently decided that I was going to try to upgrade my my needle, my turntable needle. So with the turntable that I have, it's kind of a fairly involved process to replace the needle.
Yeah, you've got weights and
yeah, you do.
stuff to calibrate.
All kinds of stuff. So I had to take the head shell off of the tone arm completely, right, and replace it with an Ortafon head shell, an Ortafon needle, all of that stuff. So top to bottom, everything ended up costing me just under $90.
Ouch.
For the turntable needle. That's just a needle.
Yeah. Right?
And a head shell. I mean, we're talking about almost $100. So the reason that I decided to get it was I was like, you know what? I want to upgrade the sound. Everybody's been telling me the most significant thing that you can do, like first step, is to replace the needle, right? The stylus is what they call it. And I, had talked to a couple people who were saying, "What the hell? Did you see that? A dialogue option came up right here. It said talk, and then it said gunner, and it was the front bumper of this car."
I missed it. Anyway.
This game is weird and stupid. Straight into hell. Anyway, and so I was, looking at a bunch of stuff. People were like, Ortafon. Ortafon is the thing to get. If you want to replace it, Ortafon is the best thing you can replace it with.
Yeah.
Now...
What'd you get, though?
So I got one of the Ortafon Pros, which are... And again, too, this is another thing where maybe, I'm going to try this again with a different class of needles. The whole thing is, like, the Pro is supposed to be, like, a dual-purpose needle. So you can do playback, and then you can also, like, use it to, DJ or spin records.
Mm-hmm.
And so the idea is that it goes deeper into grooves than, like, a standard needle, gets a deeper bass, response out of the record, etc., etc. So everything should sound a little louder and more crispy.
Right.
I watched a bunch of YouTube videos comparing them side by side, the AT95E, which is the one I had, and the Ortafon, which is the one I wanted to upgrade to. And in all these YouTube videos, people would say the same thing, which is like, to me, and maybe it's just, my stupid ears trying to make something, true that's not true. But to me, it sounds like the Ortafon is crispier and, more warm and all this shit. And I was like, okay. Can't really tell because it's YouTube and it just sounds like crap no matter what.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? There seems to be enough of a chorus of people that are saying positive things where I'm like, maybe I should just take the chance. That whiffed so hard. Oh no. So I spent the money, right? And I got
Nice shot.
I know, dude. As he throws boulders into my skull. Just great. So I got the needle. And, I set everything up. I balanced my tone arm out. I, got everything going. And I played a few records with it. And it sure as fuck is louder. I would give it that. But it didn't sound better. And the thing is like, what it comes down to is I think it comes down to the kind of music that you're listening to. So
definitely.
For me, obviously, I listen to a lot of dumb death metal that's full of distortion and... Yeah, he's dead. Fuck that guy.
No, it's your turn.
Oh,
just dumb death metal.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that too. I listen to a lot of dumb death metal that's just full of distortion and guitars and solos, and so there's lots and lots of highs and mid. So the mid-range and the high range is what's the most important for listening to death metal. Bass is there for sure, but I've noticed that there's a lot of bands who don't know how to mic their kick drums or just don't
get muffled or kind of compressed.
Yeah, kick drums sort of get lost in a lot of shit. There's some bands who know how to record their drums, but that's just one of the things I accept. So I think that the Ortafon is for music that's a little bit more rounded out, that has a little bit more low end, that doesn't, rely so much on distortion and, high frequency, like, range of noise. So, for me, even though it was pricier than, the standard needle that I had, and had glowing reviews on Amazon and everywhere else, in my opinion, my humble little AT95E is a better needle for playing death metal records.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're one of these people who, has thought about this is only this way because of scrap everything. I scrapped everything, and apparently you can scrap everything except the top of that dumb fucking thing. So now it just floats there like a weird ass UFO.
So I'm gonna put that in the show notes as Ortafon Pro needle. Maybe not for death metal? Question mark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, not definitely not. I think my whole experience with that is just kind of led me to do something or come to a big conclusion on all of this shit. Sorry, I had a text message come in.
That's right.
My big conclusion on everything is, what's gonna sound best is the thing that sounds best to you. You can spend all the money in the world and whatever else because the internet tells you to, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't sound good to you, then get the thing that sounds good. Who gives a shit if it's, like, oh, I spent all this money. For me, it wasn't even about that. I was like, I could give a shit, honestly. I'm like, but, it just needs to sound like how I know it should. And there was an Intronaut record that I put on, and I know exactly how this one part of the song should sound, and there were notes I could not hear. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yep. I was like, you know what? Everybody on the internet is cool. God bless them, but
sometimes you're just wrong.
Yeah. Imagine that.
And everyone's ears are different, so some people might pick that shit up, and some people might not. Maybe you're too old to pick up those frequencies.
I mean, it's possible. I'm pretty fucking old. But yeah. So that was my weird experience trying to actually, that was the other thing too. I was like, man, I want to try to buy something nice. I'm going to spend a little bit of extra money on this thing, and hopefully it's worth it. And yeah, whatever.
It wasn't.
So I went to Best Buy and spent $35 and got myself a replacement AT95E for my old one. Slapped that bad boy on in literally like 2 seconds. Pulled out my turntable protractor, made sure it was all lined up, and everything's been just fine.
It's very important.
Yep. So,
what the hell? I think what I was listening to the other day. I think it was Coma Ecliptic. I had that on, and I think it was an ABR record. The record's a little like warped. Or when they cut it, it didn't slice evenly because one side of it's a little wider than the other.
Oh yeah.
I was sitting there watching it spin, and I'm just like, huh, that looks weird.
Yeah, I have a few that are like that.
A couple that like where the label isn't properly centered, and I got one that I have to catch it at the end, or else the needle scratches across the label and it makes a really bad noise.
Oh yeah, I have an Intronaut first press like that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't listen to it anymore because I got to repress.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of first pressings and awesome transitions, dude, Monarchy.
Yeah, you can grab that on vinyl now.
Fucking hell.
Finally. It's good. It's good times. It's a good record too. I was gonna say, talking of the records warping and stuff, there's something you can do to reset your records. Get a like a wooden plank, like a shelf, that would go into like a wall unit, and then put floating light source right there. Weird. And then you can put the record underneath inside the sleeve. And then just put a little bit of weight. Like if you put like a 24 pack of water right on top of that bad boy.
Yeah, just something to kind of even it out for a bit.
Yeah, and evenly distribute the weight. But that's the key, dude. Just constant weight. Leave it there for like 2 or 3 days. And yeah. You'll be
Fucking
fine.
Smitty.
Playing HGTV. This is Fallout, man. I'm building a settlement so people can settle here.
Steve's playing 1950 Sims while talking about death metal.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's not talking about Civil War reenactment shit again. Putting a hard stop on that.
I have nothing to say, because if you mention it, I'm going to want to talk about it. I'm like, never mind. That's fine. All I'm going to say is if you go on YouTube and look up a channel called Townsend's,
Nope.
it's very, very fascinating.
Which version of Monarchy do you order?
I haven't made my mind up yet.
Really?
So, yeah, so I'm still trying to figure it out. And I'm still trying to figure...
$250 of each.
Yeah, I know. Time is limited. But I'm also trying to, like, figure out which shirts I want to get to.
Right.
So,
it's just like a big order.
Yeah, I figure if I'm going to do it all at once, save a little bit on shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I get the hankering to order a shirt, they don't have my size. And then I miss them when they come back in stock.
Sign up for their newsletter, boy.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Get those email alerts. I'm like, oh shit. You got some shirts back up in the biz, whatever. I was going to get an ingested shirt, and I was thinking of grabbing either an Aversion's Crown shirt or an Archspire shirt. And I don't need a hoodie because it's summer, but also I do because I want it. So there's that. The hell is this?
That looks like a mobile home.
Oh shit!
Filled with canisters of I don't know, gas. Oh, that was real dumb.
Woo!
Fucking idiot. Hey, this looks flammable.
Hooray! Sorry for blowing up your house. I'll see you later.
Going back to Monarchy, I picked up the splatter because I love my splatters.
Yeah, I'm literally
something about
like
watching
torn.
those fucking spin. It's just it's awesome.
It's alright.
I wasn't a fan of the I think they call it beer and.
Oh, dude, it looks so sick to me. See? We're just two different
sea blue
people.
inside beer vinyl.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah.
It looks cool.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I really want.
I like the sea blue. That's pretty great, but the
little yellow splotch is cool. I like the way it's all kind of oblong and yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Splatters and spackles are my thing.
Gross. Yeah, I'm gonna probably pull the trigger on that tonight and figure out, exactly what I want and make it happen. Call it an order. Let's see, a few other news and noteworthy things to talk about. There's some really cool tours that are gearing up right now. There's a Rivers of Nihil tour with like Inferi and a bunch of other people that's about to like take over the U.S. Or no, I don't think it's Inferi and Rivers. I think it's Inferi and someone else.
Isn't Black Dahlia touring on that one?
No, they're doing
some
crazy, weird, like, they're going to have 6 different people at, like, 6 different points of their tour, kind of guest rotating.
Okay.
So they're going to have Ghost, the, like, synthwave dude, and they're going to have Power Trip on some of those shows.
That'd be a fucking show to see. Pig Destroyer, Ghoul.
Pig Destroyer, yeah, Ghoul. Like,
Skeletal Remains. I can't read half of these.
I mean, it's... It's a crazy lineup, honestly. It's, a little disappointing that it's not all of that shit for every single show, but what are you going to do? And then they're also, playing this Decibel Beer Festival in December, which half of the lineup seems pretty lame, but they're there, so,
I don't know if you'll get Power Trip on that show if you do the LA one. It's hard to read the picture. There's like a tail right in the the listing. This is like 11:30 to I don't know. Hard to read, but yeah, it'd be a pretty cool show to go see.
Yeah, so go scope that shit out, and then, like I said, I know Rivers is touring, I know Inferi is touring, I know most of the bands that we talk about are touring, but I have a very special treat for all of you people who are in the southeastern side of things. If you're over there, like in Florida, and you're up the eastern seaboard there, you get to see Monotheist, and I don't.
Oh, hang on. I think Smitty wants to drop in.
Oh boy. Well, we're about to wrap, so his timing is goofy, dork. I'm like, we're literally trying to wrap right now, man. We'll hang out with you, though, for a second after the show.
Alright, hang in there, Smitty. We'll get you in a second.
Yeah. So check out Monotheist if you're up on the eastern seaboard. Go to hell. And I'm trying to think of... There's somebody else touring... my brain escapes me. But one last thing is, if you're a Beyond Creation fan, go and check out the new song that they just threw onto YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Beyond Creation is cool. I've never gotten into any of their albums enough to where I own any of their stuff on vinyl, but they're cool. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this eventually, because I'm going to say it forever. I'm never going to stop saying it. But I feel like Beyond Creation is the dream theater of death metal. They're really good, but there's something about it that, to me, is just, it's almost too good. You know?
Good lord, that dude's got fucking bridge load-bearing bass strings on his guitar.
Oh, dude, and you don't see a neck stock on a fucking single, like, one of their bass guitars or a single one of their guitars. I'm like, okay, there's no neck stocks, huh? All right. It's just all, these heavy gauge ass strings and those fucking neck stockless guitars.
Yeah, also what the fuck's up with the 21:9 aspect ratio on the video? That's weird.
They're definitely goofy guys.
They're not group.
Yep. So check that stuff out. We will be back next week at 4 for another half hour or so of your favorite death metal shenanigans. Until then, Mr. Tulsa, you want to tell them all about us?
You can find us on Twitter at Rage of the Mage and at the Tulsinator. And you can also follow at Mecha Wolfpack for updates and mostly me trolling Steve for dumb shit he says. If you're watching us on Twitch, you want to check out twitch.tv/MechaWolfpack. On YouTube, you can look up Mecha Wolfpack and kind of scroll down a little bit. We're still kind of building that up. Yeah, next week, next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Central, or Pacific, sorry. Time zones are hard.
It's true.
Yeah, especially calendars and stuff.
Nice. All right.
Inside story. Sorry.
Inside
Have a good night,
jokes.
everyone.
Inside jokes. All right, everyone. We will check you next week. See you guys.
Take it easy.